I'm the director here at Catholic Charities in Flagstaff. Catholic Charities has been serving our community for a very, very long time, 85 years. And we work every day to serve the most vulnerable in our community. In fact, our mission statement is helping our community's most vulnerable with solutions that permanently improve lives. I'm also a parishioner at San Francisco de Assis, so many of you recognize me. I wanted to talk to you today about today's corporal work of mercy, which is sheltering the homeless. So as you know, Catholic Charities has some numerous homeless service programs. One of the biggest one that we are very proud of is our homeless outreach program. So we have folks that go out into our community and they look for folks who are experiencing homelessness, connect with them, engage with them, hand out some basic needs supplies to them to kind of help make them comfortable, with the ultimate goal of getting them into housing in our community and off the streets. So in doing that, there's lots of reasons that people experience homelessness, and I want to paint a little bit different picture for you today than what you typically see. I think that people very often think of homelessness and persons who are experiencing homelessness as unkempt and smelly and, you know, the guy on the corner with the sign. And I'm here to tell you that that's not always the case. I mean, obviously, sure, those are some of the folks that are experiencing a hardship, but there are many more in our community. Families with children that are living in cars, and folks who are living under bridges and out in the forest. And the forest might seem like a fabulous place to visit, but it's not a great place to live in if you have to live there year round, or you have to move every 14 days because of the laws, because you can't stay there longer than 14 days. So, imagine that your family experiences some sort of hardship, like a loss of a job or a medical situation that really just, kind of tanks your whole financial situation, and you end up being evicted or foreclosed upon, and you're living out in the streets. What would you do? A lot of us have family that we can live with, but a lot of folks don't. And so the challenge really is how to engage those folks, see what those challenges are, what the barriers are to getting them back into permanent housing, and find out ways that we can help them. And I think it's really important when we look at the passage that Kathy spoke to about on Monday from Matthew. Part of what we do at Catholic Charities is, everything that we do is guided by Catholic social teaching, but specifically seeing the image and likeness of God in everyone we serve. And so I think that, when you have that image in your head of those folks that, you typically think of as homeless, remember that could be Jesus that you're looking at, and he could be reaching out to you and saying, hey, I need some help today. One of the ways that we can help folks is by handing out hygiene kits. I know that part of your week is to look at service projects, and I will say that the most requested item at our front desk or when our teams are outreaching is socks. If you're walking around all day, every day, and you don't have a place to do your laundry, socks are a pretty critical thing, especially when you're on your feet most of the day. The other thing, obviously, especially in this new COVID world, we need folks to wash their hands. We need them to stay as clean as possible. We need them to do everything they can. And that's not easy when you're living outside. Where do you go to the bathroom? Where do you shower? Those are very real challenges for the folks that we're trying to serve. And why it's really critical that we as Catholics take a look at that work of mercy and see how we can help those folks. And a couple of ways, would be to, when you go to hotels, grab those soaps, those shampoos. You can drop them off at our office. We package them into bags that we can then hand out to folks through our outreach or at our front desk when they're in need, so that we can help them to address those hygiene issues. We hand out tents and sleeping bags and backpacks. So if you're changing those things, those items in your house, or you have extras laying around, we can definitely use them. Sheltering the homeless might mean a tent sometimes. It doesn't always mean an apartment or a hotel tonight. It might in the winter, and we do try to do that as well. So, really just recognizing that these individuals are people too, and they need our help for whatever reason that they became homeless. Our goal is to get them back into homes, and we want to do that with as much dignity and respect as possible. I want to tell you one quick story. It's my most important story, I think, that really speaks to me about Matthew's gospel and and how we really are addressing that corporal work of mercy. When I walk into my lobby most mornings, there are upwards of 10 folks sitting in our lobby, and when you walk in, those folks are really, they look beaten up. And I don't mean physically, but I mean they're down. Their heads are down. They don't smile. They feel defeated, and you can see it in their body language. And it's amazing when I walk in just to simply say, "Hey, good morning. How are you guys? Glad to see you today," with a smile. And you can physically see their posture start to straighten up. It's an amazing feeling to see, and it's amazing that didn't cost anything to give them. So I think that what I really want you to hear from us, and what we hope to gain by sharing our story with you today, is that you'll realize that sometimes that smile, that hello, that how are you doing, that human connection, really seeing that image of God in everyone is the critical piece to serving folks, to sheltering the homeless, to helping folks. Just give them back some dignity. I would argue that no one chooses to be homeless. There's some beautiful places that you could stay in a tent in our community, but folks would love to have a warm bed to sleep in at night, and I want us to never take that for granted. So as we sleep in our warm beds at night, we can think about ways that we could help people, even if it really is just a hello and a smile. I invite you to step alongside this journey with us at Catholic Charities anytime. We welcome your donations. We welcome volunteers. If you're ever interested in doing some homeless outreach, we have great folks that can take you out and show you kind of what we do. I invite you to visit our website, catholiccharities.az.org. There's lots of great stories on there, a lot from Northern Arizona, about the folks that we serve. It puts a face to them, just some recognition, again, dignity, the image and likeness of God in every individual that we serve. That's the corporal work of mercy that we employ in sheltering the homeless. So we hope that this gave you a little bit of insight to that. Thanks, and I hope you have a great week. Thank you.